Throwing Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
On third down, Jones. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Hey, let's get there. Hey, middle.
Second and 5 now. Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
10 at the 45-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 32-yard line. Couple of third-year guys, couple of Pro Bowlers, Jackson to Andrews for the Ravens first. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Again, Jackson. They'll find Miller. That's complete. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it second down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. They'll run with Miller. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a third down and 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up third and 2. To throw is Jackson, and he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he will have a Ravens first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on third and 2.
The 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals, and if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Here's Jones to throw from his end zone toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
To throw from his end zone, Jones. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Check curls, check curls, check curls. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. 13. Push him back.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Buying time to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Play action. Now Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be caught. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Is good. Makes the score Ravens 7, Giants 0. Justin Tucker.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
On 2nd and 7, Jones. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Jones now on 1st and 10. That's complete to John Ross. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
First down, Giants.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
2 yards on the pickup.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, what do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free plays for the offense. But I think you've got to do a combination of things. Chip it his timing at the line of scrimmage, have extra people in the territory for him. You've got to do everything and change it up from snap to snap.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
He's tackled at the 29.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. About 3 yards there to the 27.
The tackle made by Dexter Lawrence. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Five in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd. Jackson from the shotgun. He gets it to Brown, complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. Jackson on target to Brown for a Ravens 1st down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. but how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3, our score. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Being chased out left. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game as the Ravens push further out in front. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Makes the score Ravens 14, Giants 3. Justin Tucker.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Jones. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a 1st down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
Now Brown. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face.
He's got a man, complete. Past the 20, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns, and the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker now for the extra point. And it's 21-3.
Kick is good. Makes the score Ravens 21, Giants 3. Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
He was looking for John Ross that time. And that'll bring up second down. To throw again, Jones. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. The former first-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Jones. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
With it is Brown. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, maybe that can give them a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget.
We got three, fellas, we got three. Mike 48. Watch the slap.
To try again after the sack, Jackson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
40 on Mike, 40 on Mike, right here, 40 on Mike.
Operating from the gun, Jones. Oh, and Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off at the 16. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a second down.
Got that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs. Able to improvise and get the first.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They snap it at one. Now it's Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
And 3.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And this is caught by Watkins. And he will have a Ravens first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. To throw again is Jackson. And it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
At the 40-yard line.
We're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. Man open, that's Robert Foster, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 44-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 44 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Just let me breathe. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe. It's too hot, drop the top off the wagon. Lay back, fire like dragon.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And got his man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 34. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Now Jones on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
54 right there. 54 Mike. Get that quarterback at all costs.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
From the gun, Jackson eluding the pressure right. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long, he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Brown has the first down and much more. It's complete to Brown, right side. And down to the 27-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 47 yards.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
After the sack on first down, Jackson. And the pressure gets to him again.
Jackson sacked.
They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Now Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever...
And now here is another interception. Anthony Everett picks it. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Lamar Miller, the ball.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Again, it's Miller. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. On second down, here's Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
A yard on the play. It's now 3rd down and 4.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week? And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield.
Jones
call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. And he missed it. It wouldn't have mattered. They were going to lose either way, but the game ends strangely on a missed PAT. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best